All right, before we went to break, I talked about, Central Michigan guys not coming to the studios and trying to attack me for trying to give credit to Western Michigan. And it has to do with the football program down with PJ Fleck, obviously. If I gave any credit to the basketball program that plays in that absolutely awful gym down in Kalamazoo, then there'd be a difference. But the football program down there was brought to my attention by one of my buddies. He actually tweets into the show a good bit. Brian just texted me the other day and goes, "Hey, have you seen the recruiting class for Western Michigan?" And I said, no, I don't frequently check on that. It's not something I wake up every morning and check on. But so I went and took a look at it. And 247 Sports with CBS Sports, I think it's the best recruiting site for college football and college basketball. Better than ESPN recruiting and better than Rivals or whatever the heck you want to use. 274sports.com has some of the best recruiting information. And Western Michigan, as of yesterday, was 13th in the country for football in their recruiting class. They're down to 14th today, but they have 11 three-star recruits. And as a comparison, Central Michigan this season had what, one three-star recruit?
It depends what site you use. Sure, we'll say one.
One. And it could have been zero, depending on some of the sites they use, like you mentioned. Western Michigan has 11 already, and this is for the class of 2016. Now, Western Michigan, a program that we've obviously talked about many times here on this show during the football season as being an up-and-comer with P.J. Fleck. P.J. Fleck, one of the best young coaches in the country. He's fast-tracked to where he is right now. They gave him the extension to try to keep him around as long as possible, and who knows how long he's going to be there. But with this class that they have in place right now, just to give you some of the names that they're ahead of, they have a better class right now than Alabama, a better class than Florida, a better class than Michigan, a better class than Auburn, a better class than Texas. They are absolutely doing extraordinary things down there in Kalamazoo. They're the 14th class according to 247sports.com, and that includes a guy right in our backyard in Caleb Perry, three-star recruit wide receiver. You got another kid from down in the Macomb area, Claiborne. He's from Chippewa Valley High School. He's a three-star recruit cornerback. Some sites have him as a four-star recruit. So he's building some momentum down there with P.J. Fleck, and it got me to thinking, and it's something that I've thought about many times as well. Western Michigan, BCS berth. Is it crazy? And I don't think it is.
Next year?
Not next year. A year from now, so a year removed. So it'd be in
So after Fleck's already left and gone somewhere else?
Well, that's the thing. Just like with Keno Davis has a lot of talent with his program right now, he's got one more year before all those seniors graduate. So it makes sense for Keno to leave after next year. It would make sense for P.J. Fleck to not leave after this season, but to leave after the following season. His quarterback, Zach Terrell, going to be a junior next year, so he's got a full year in him. Javarian Franklin, going to be a sophomore next season. Corey Davis, Titus Davis' younger brother, probably the best wide receiver returning in the MAC next season, is going to be a junior as well. You have Terrell, Davis, Franklin. Those three guys on the offensive end give you the best offense in the MAC, hands down already. You add an offensive line that's going to be experienced. You add a defense that was number 2 in the MAC, I believe, this season behind Central Michigan. They had a top defense as well. P.J. Fleck's going to continue to build that up. But I don't think it's crazy to start talking about this team as a BCS berth team down in Kalamazoo. You're going to have all those guys being seniors. Franklin's going to be the junior. You're going to have this recruiting class of 2016 where maybe you have a couple of true freshmen that can contribute 3-star and even 4-star guys that they're looking at. Western Michigan right now with 11 3-star recruits, there are only 4 teams in the country, 4 programs in the country with that many recruits, counting 3, 4, and 5 stars. Only 4 teams in the country. They're right there 5th. Now, obviously, this is really early in the process. I mean, all these guys are verbal commits at this point, and if Fleck jumps ship next season, I'm sure a lot of these guys will jump ship too. But I think right now, you can start to look at next season with Terrell, Davis, Franklin. Next year, they're going to be really good. They might go undefeated in the MAC next season. Now, they have tough road games in the non-conference, Ohio State and Michigan State, 2 losses, right? But you take a look at their schedule for 2016, the season where I say that they could potentially make it to a BCS Bowl. We saw NIU do it out of the MAC at 12-1 in 2013, losing in the Orange Bowl. In 2016, Western Michigan could be a team that goes undefeated. At Northwestern, at Illinois, and Georgia Southern at home. 3 very winnable games in the non-conference. You had a MAC schedule that they're going to be the favorite in every single game in conference play. Look, if they go 12-0 during the regular season, NIU that season fell at Ford Field in the conference championship. If Western Michigan does a similar thing, goes 12-1, and even loses a conference game, they're going to be in the discussion for a BCS Bowl. I think P.J. Fleck has them right there.
So a couple things. If you're going to tell me in 2 years they're going to be in a BCS Bowl.
I think that's big news for a MAC team to be in a BCS Bowl.
I think
Don't sit here and downplay this.
No, I just think it's too early to say any of that
Sure,
stuff.
sure. But
And
the
just like it's
recruiting
too-
class got me thinking. That's
well,
why.
Well, sure. And if you want to take one thing and make it lead to another and another and another, you're getting
Okay.
way ahead. Because like you even said, this recruiting class, how many of these guys are going to sign
Probably
elsewhere?
not many.
Well, but like you said, they're verbals.
Signing elsewhere, yeah.
Right. So when these guys continue to have the success they're having and somebody else steps in, you said he's out recruiting Harbaugh right now.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you trying to say? I mean, you don't think Harbaugh's going to end up surpassing that recruiting class?
No, they will. It's early in the process,
Yes.
and a lot of these schools will be there. But I think once you have this momentum already built with 11 three-star guys, I mean, that's like second in the country in terms of three-star guys right now.
So you talked about giving credit where credit is due.
Yeah.
I will give them credit for
Give 'em
being
credit.
good last year on the field,
Mhm.
and I will say I expect them to be good on the field next year.
Okay.
I will give them no credit for these players on paper that have yet to play a game of
you
college
know,
football.
okay, I'm the same way as you. I don't like stars. I don't want any star power. I want talent on the field.
Sure.
Give some credit where credit is due, though.
For the on-field success, I
You're
will
unbelievable.
give the credit.